Okay, welcome everyone. This is Nazia again. Thank you all for joining. I'm so happy, delighted, honored, grateful to share my experience in life with you all. Thank you all once again for being here. So last time what we ended up was that I had taken a decision, a big decision that was not easy for me and didn't make my life very easy after taking the decision. But now I want to also emphasize, why did I trust that, knowing so much that I took such a big decision based on that? Because there was something happening during that duration of when I started working. Something happened. The presence of my teacher. And I realized when I thought about it, that why did I just really take that decision? Because it was the connection, the communication with that inner knowing was so strong, had become so strong, that relationship had become very, very strong. Because of certain, I will share some of the instances. That is the grace of my teacher that came in, and that was with me all the time. It was very, whatever I'm describing about my teacher, our teachers are there, and many teachers, not just one that we have in the physical form or we consider them as in a spiritual form. There are many other teachers who are just looking around, helping us, protecting us, guiding us. They are always there. Just we cannot feel their presence. So I will make my best effort to explain how and where I felt the love, the presence of my teacher in my life. So I want to share the photo of my spiritual teacher in the community in which I was born in. So I was told since childhood, this is your spiritual teacher. We have given our soul allegiance, like before birth. We have given a promise that our soul is, he has taken the responsibility of our soul. So this is your spiritual teacher. So I will show the photo of my teacher here. This is my teacher. His name is His Highness Prince Karim Aga Khan. He's leading our community. So I just wanted to share this photo so you just get an idea. So we grew up watching this photo. Now, as I was thinking about the grace of how his love was there in my life, we are not really, very much, we don't have very physical interaction with our teacher in our community. It is just like in a large community gathering, he would come us, he would bless us, he would guide us, that's it. So, now as I was thinking, because as this communication was growing with my inner self, I was feeling so much more connected with my teacher from inside. And I was reflecting yesterday on his presence in my life. And I realized that he's so amazing that he gave, having a teacher at spiritual level is one thing. But being in presence of that spiritual teacher, just being in the presence really elevates your soul to a different level. My teacher, I realized, came in physically at certain so important points in my life. When I was 4 years old, I was going through a challenging time because I had my younger sister in my life. And my mother said that was very challenging for you as a 4-year-old. When I was 4-year-old, he came in to give this physical group blessing to everyone. And we had a chance, less than a minute with him in person. And he put his hand on my shoulder and he had blessed. When I was 4 years old, one of the first physical challenging times in my life. Then when he came in physically was when our family was going through, like 92 was a difficult time when there was riots and stuff. Before that time, he had came in and he had blessed us. After 92 was a long time when he didn't come. And when he came, uh, his visit was announced within 1 year of my starting the job that I was talking about, within the first year. See, 1 year is so important. Within the first year of my challenging time when my sister was born, he was there. Within the first year of my job, he was there. His visit was announced. So it was a very big testing for me. Like, I just started a job. I didn't finish 6 months. 6 months is generally probation, and I was asking for a long leave. A testing for me to go, and I was like, doesn't matter, I will go. I will just go. It was, that's how we were brought up, right? We just go. We take a leave and we just go. So I was blessed, totally blessed. Then after that, he came in physically again during the year when I learned Reiki and pranic healing. See, these are so important points. He came in physically, he blessed me. I realized all this, like, my God, he has always been with me. And then, this time, when I got married, within 1 year of my getting married, the way he came in, his visit was announced, was so typical that he came in just for the families in Mumbai. I am from Gujarat. I got married in Mumbai. If I hadn't got married, first thing, I was not even qualified to be there. And most important thing was, he opened up a spiritual upliftment, a offering that wasn't offered in decades. In all these visits that I am telling you, it wasn't offered. So it was like his way of telling me, I love you, I'm there with you. And that spiritual upliftment was like, it's only for people. There are two gatherings. One is a general gathering for people, and there's a separate gathering who want to really go ahead in their spiritual journey. So I wanted that upliftment. So I went there. I remember that day. I was with my husband, and I met my cousin who was with his fiancée. We were sitting in the hall waiting for the teacher. It was one day before the general gathering. And as soon as I came in, I was in tears. I cried. This is my problem. I don't cry usually, and I cried. I was just, I don't know, I just burst in tears. And then everything was done, the offering was done. And I told my mother, why did I cry? It's the first time. Generally, when people do cry. I've seen people cry a lot, but I never cried. And this time I cried. My mother is like, after ससुराल से जब बेटी घर आती है तो माँ बाप के गले लग के रोती है. That's what you did. You just went to your father and you just cried. So that was probably why you cried. But after that, I was given a word, a mantra. And then everything, the connection then started getting stronger and stronger. My spiritual practices started getting stronger. I started to read more. I read everything. I read Islamic spirituality. I learned about Jewish spirituality. I learned about whatever I got my hands on. Whatever. I don't know, it just opened up. I just wanted to explore more and more. I meditated. I did everything. I was so sincere. And then I also focused, and then what I knew was pranic healing at that time. So I focused more on pranic healing meditations. And I did more self-healing, lot of self-healing. Until there came a point when I just felt I want to heal others. It was such a huge push from inside that I just want to go out and heal others. So literally, I used to meditate in the morning and call my friends and family, do you want healing? Do you want healing? It was so hard to stop this push that, just go. So I started healing, offering healing like that. And then somebody told me that, Nazia, you have to charge. Because if you don't charge, we can't come back to you again. We are very uncomfortable taking your time this way. because I wanted to expand. So I started charging. I did my website. I didn't tell anyone not even my husband knew that I was doing healing. So only people who knew about healing, I used to explore those areas, and I wasn't really confident. Meanwhile, here I was in Qatar. 1 month after I got married, I was in Qatar. There were a lot of issues around residency and things going on here. When my spiritual teacher came to India from Mumbai and gave the spiritual upliftment, this was my first visit to India after I got married, and it coincided with my legal issues with the visa. I had to exit the country. So I was there again. I got upliftment. Then I came back. After I came back, I worked on my healing, but focused on my healing, this and that. And then another grace showered on me. Since I was, doing this healing and stuff, Master Chokoksei blessed me. So what happened during my next visit to India, I got the chance to do, there is a spirituality course in pranic healing that is called Arhatic Yoga, where you focus on your soul and your soul journey. There are powerful meditations that you do. So I got the opportunity to learn that. And I had been asking for it from inside while I was here, because from here there is no access. I can't do any course. So I was just, thinking I want to do it. It was like really deep longing inside that I wish I can learn. And to have that to coincide with my visit in India, that was all divine plan. So I did my course of Arhatic Yoga. And I then started the practice. And that practices were so powerful. So powerful. Not only that my healing became powerful, but my anger, so many things. Once I was doing one of the practice was so powerful that I was having a headache, and I was just asking for forgiveness for anger in that practice, and boom, the headache was gone. So some, spiritual teachers, they are just here to bring our soul out, So I was just practicing. I told my mother, you have to do this course. She didn't do it with me. I just went alone, and I just said, you have to do it. So amazing, powerful meditations. And after that, I got a job. That was a job here. That too, I got, I was just helping my friend with her new job. I was like encouraging her, don't be afraid. It's okay, you do. And she recommended me at her workplace, and I got a job. So that was good. I got a job, because now if I want to do further courses, I needed to be financially, a little bit independent. I can't, just rely on my parents and husband anymore. So anyway, so I got very good job. Being an engineer, I got a job in medical research. Again, something very unique. But here also my boss was God sent. God sent. I'm telling you, God sent. So in 2015, end of 2015, I started doing this job. And I continued, but that was again challenging, because, I was already in my routine with my practices, healing, and now I have to do a job along with that. So that was again a testing. When will I do my spiritual work? Now, I used to wake up early, 1 hour early, to do my practices. I was like, I will not let it go. I will hold on to this as much as I can. And I used to do healings in the evening. And during that time, when I was like working and doing, I was like, I wish I could, just write and give healing, doing these hands. I could do it at the office also, when I'm sitting, nobody would notice that I'm giving healing. And then I had to go to India again for something that I don't remember. But then I was in India. And then I was searching online, doing my website, what name I should give to my healing service. And I also researched about writing and healing. And there I saw Master Shah's video where he was being blessed by his calligraphy teacher. I did not understand anything. But I just remember I saw that video. That came in my life at that time. But I was like, what is this? I don't know. And I let it go. After that, Master Chua Kokse, I will show his photo. He came in my dreams. I will share his photo with you. I was just struggling to keep up my worldly and spiritual balance. So this is Master Chua Kokse. I used to listen to whatever his students would say. I used to do his practices. I used to do healing. And this is the picture of Master Chua Kokse. And I intentionally chose this pose because he came in my dreams and he blessed me. He blessed me in a very typical way. And I was like, I don't think so this is a true dream. But it was so real. And after that, I put up the intention to my family and other people that I want to teach pranic healing. I want to spread the teachings because when I used to do healings, okay, one time healing, second time healing, now what next? I wanted them to people to be, independent in their journey. So if they would connect, they would meditate. I wanted to teach them how to meditate. When I tried to teach on my own, I didn't feel the power. I was like, no, I think I need to upgrade myself. So I needed to teach meditation to people whom I was working with. And that's why I told I think I need to learn to teach pranic healing. And that message reached my teacher who taught me basic pranic healing in Gujarat. Now somehow things worked out in such a way that he messaged me there's a special NRI batch for training, becoming a trainer. Would you be interested? And I was like, yes, why not? And then it was very because I was just out of the system for so long. It was difficult for them to even accept me. I was on my own. So somehow it happened. And now this was also within first 6 months of my new job. So again, I am going to my boss and telling him I need 20 to 25 days of leave. To do what? To become a healing trainer here in Qatar. I'm working, he's a surgeon. Oh my God. But I don't know from where I got the courage. So I got the courage, I told him, he said, yeah, somehow this training news, whenever I used to share with people, I felt some presence around me. Some very strong presence, because of which everybody would be like, wow, you are learning such a good thing, you go. You are amazing. Why? They don't even believe in this, they're so skeptical, but why are they behaving like this? So things opened up magically for me. And I went for 20 days to a place which I have never seen before. I have never met even a single person from there. I don't know anybody by face over there. Nobody. Even my teacher who had recommended me had left before I reached there. So going there alone, I told my mother, Mom, would you have sent me? And she's like, never, ever in my dreams. See, this is what my husband trusted me with. He sent me. I'm very grateful that he sent me that 20 days. I was so much connected with myself, so much in tune with I was feeling so good and so powerful meditations. I had a glimpse of how souls lived in heaven. I'm telling you. I had that feeling for those 20 days. I was completely transformed. Beautiful experience. And then it was the teacher. I told my experience. I didn't tell that master had come to my dreams to anyone by that time. I told to the teacher over there who was leading the ashram. I got the opportunity to meet him. And I told him that, Master came in my dreams and he blessed me this way, like in a very typical way. Then he said he used left hand. I will just clarify where should I make a mystery out of it. So I thought he just used left hand. And I was like, why was he blessing me with left hand? So he told me that he would do it when he would bless with love to his students because he had studied with Master when he was alive. So he told me that he blessed you with love. He told me that. I was very grateful, very happy to receive that blessing, be in that environment. So beautiful. I came back here in Qatar. I started doing classes, small, very small. I even rented a place to do my healings, weekly meditations. And then I got pregnant. I had this good news in my life. So still I continued practices. Some of the practices you couldn't do when you were pregnant, but I wouldn't ask anyone. I would still again follow what I knew inside. Because I didn't want to ask anyone and put them in kind of a dilemma. Like if I would ask a teacher whether I could do this practice during this month of pregnancy, now they are in an ethical dilemma. They don't know what I can handle, and I didn't want to put them in that kind of situation. I wouldn't ask anyone. It is at my own risk. I will do whatever I want. Even in my religion, you are supposed to meditate after getting that spiritual upliftment in the morning, 4 to 5. And it is said that, pregnant women, until the children grow up, they are independent, they are exempted, they don't have to do it. And sick people, they don't have to do it. So, but I continued to do this thing. My practices, all spiritual practices, until 8 months of pregnancy. 8 months. That was really blessing for me that I could do it. And then I got this beautiful child. Now, what about my job? My friend told me that don't resign. Don't resign, because we were on a research grant where a typical, it's not somebody's personal money. It is research money is allocated for research for you to do the research, right? And when you don't use that research money, it really gives a wrong message that you are not doing the work probably. So you have to, be mindful about even giving back the research fund. So my boss had told me that while you take this pregnancy leave, take as long as you like. I will. And my contract, it is a temporary contract. There are no pregnancy benefits, no leave, nothing. So he told me, I will not stop your contract. I will continue your contract and I will pay you something minimum to keep you going, that you are still there and it will be still on leave. And he is God sent for me. Why? I'm telling you. Because as I delivered, and then when he was 4 months old, he told me, Nazia, we have to attend this conference. Just attend. I'm not there. I'm going to deliver my talk online. So you just show our presence, just represent our team. Can you go there? So it was a matter of few hours, right? And I had to go out. So I found someone to take care of my baby for a few hours. And when I went there, I felt so good. When I came back, because it was like, you're just coming out of that different phase. And I literally, when I met him in person, I thanked him for that opportunity for me to come out. If he hadn't told me, I would still be there at home. Because I wanted to enjoy the childhood of little one. I didn't want to miss anything. But at the same time, God said you had to balance everything. You have to do everything. Okay. So that happened. Now, again, how grace came. Now, again, my spiritual teacher comes in. Now, my practice is pranic healing and everything had taken a pause. I couldn't do healing. I couldn't do practices so much well. But my spiritual teacher's visit was announced in Dubai. So it was for residents of Qatar. Okay. So we had to go to Dubai. And again, here he was offering another spiritual upliftment. So you could really receive one more if you feel ready. Like first one is already huge. But to go to the next level, you should really feel ready for it. Your practices have to be, there was no qualification, no pass or fail, but they educated us in a way that you just don't go there just like that. It's a huge thing. Just don't go just like that. And for me, from inside, I just felt I want it. This is for me. And I had just received the first one, just probably 2000, just 3-4 years ago. And then I'm going to go for another one. So really, if somebody would listen to it, it would make sense for them. And people would look at me when I would tell them I wanted to go for this next level. They would look at me, she is being greedy or something like that. But I was like, no, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready. Now the testing started. And we had to go to Dubai. Again, there was a general gathering and then a specific spiritual gathering on separate days. So one day before. Now my husband didn't get a leave one day before. So I had to travel alone with my little one, 1-year-old. Where will I keep him? I don't know. Because everybody in Dubai whom I knew was being part of this event. So nobody was available to take care of him. And I don't know, I didn't know really a lot of people in Dubai. But I wanted to go. And at that time, there was like, generally there's a direct flight from here, Qatar to Dubai, 1 hour. But that time there were issues between two countries. So we had to change the flight and go. But there was a group traveling together. So I just said, I want to go. No, I don't know what I will manage. Now this is the thing of going for a spiritual thing. Some things just are arranged by the divine. So one of my friends just messaged me, are you coming to Dubai? And I was like, yeah, let's meet and this and that. I said, I'm having this issue. Oh, don't worry, my house is there. And here we have, even hourly basis, we have babysitters on hourly basis. Worst case, she can take care of your son in my house. Don't worry about it. You just come. And I'm traveling with a group here with this small baby. I landed in Dubai. People are going to hotels and people are looking at me. Where is she going? My friend is standing there at the airport. She took me. I was in her house. And then in the morning, same day, 8 o'clock, we were called for an orientation. So I told her I'll go. And then she said, yeah, she wasn't called there. So she was taking care of my son. It was 1 hour orientation. When I went there, all the seniors sitting there in the orientation. All seniors. And then they called us for one-to-one. The leader, we would say, representative who was explaining the importance of what we are going to get, right? So he called us on one-to-one and he told me, Nazia, look around you. These people have been practicing for 20 years at least. Just think before you go in there and take this. It is not a small thing. We are not here to stop you, but to think about it. And I left. And I told him, I said, no. My inner calling said, you're going. You are going. Until that time, I had no arrangement for babysitting. No arrangement. Then we said, okay, let's have breakfast. Let's try what we will do. And then we got a contact that she had volunteered to take care of all the children whose parents were going in this thing. So it was her voluntary service. So finally we got someone and I left him there. And then this second upliftment gathering. It was such a small hall. First thing that is very rare, very, very small. And many chairs were there, so people sitting down were very few. And I sat on the right hand side. I was sitting with someone I knew. And all of a sudden, what happened? They started moving people. Okay, you go there, you go there, you go there. They moved me to the second line from the front. Second line. And when my teacher came, he was just there. Oh my God, seeing him from this distance. And he was just telling me, you are right. I was crying. I was just crying. I was sitting there and I was crying. I was talking inside. What did I do? I left my 1-year-old. I am so selfish. What am I? I'm crying like anything. Literally tears. Literally, I'm just crying. And the person who just told me in the morning that, you think about it, they were leading the whole thing. So they were watching me that I was just crying. And he was crying. And all of a sudden, my tears were just gone. All of a sudden, gone. Crying stopped. And I was like, what happened? And they announced that the spiritual teacher has entered the premises. As soon as the teacher came in, my tears were wiped. Stop. And then he came in and, oh my God, I saw him from this distance. Never ever in my dreams. Never ever felt the presence of the teacher. After this ceremony, the couple with whom I was sitting is again my mother's age, mother's friend. So she told me, Nazia, you're very special. How come I was just sent here to sit? You're very, very special. She saw something. That was my second upliftment. And then in the evening when I picked up my son, again I saw that couple, the representative, and I went to say them hi, and I told them that this is my 1-year-old. And she told me, that wife of that person, that they are also very special couple. But she told me that I saw you and you are doing great. They were telling me, think about it, but then they told me you are doing great. I was blessed, totally blessed, going like this. Then in the evening, so again, things happened, and then we came back here. So then after that, so again, it was within 1 year of, my son was being born. So 1 year is something that he has always taken care of. Now, then I started to bring my healing services back, doing my spiritual practices more, trying to again balance this job and everything. Now, job, my boss wouldn't leave me. He said, okay, Nazia, let's start work from home. You start working from home and then you tell me how many hours you have worked. We will bill that accordingly. Okay. Then slowly, okay, I think now your son is a toddler. It's very difficult for you to, work. Let's come to office 1 to 2 hours. Let's start working that way. So slowly, like all my teachers, they came in different form. And they just brought me up just like this, lifted me. I felt so much love. And then they just, then my journey started. I started reading more and more. Like I read. I studied Abraham Hicks. I studied Eckhart Tolle. I studied Discourses about so many books I read. So many things online. So many courses I did. And I started to bring myself back up in my healing services. That was my goal, that I want to again bring my healing services back. My job was there. I'm very grateful. They still call me. I'm still with the same employer. They still call me for the project whenever it's there. They love me, respect me. They really appreciate my abilities. And I'm very grateful. But my goal is to bring up my healing services. I know, and when I do it, I feel so good. I just feel so good when I work with people. So I was trying to bring things back back on track, and so whenever I got break, so the projects would just come in. Projects would end. There would be a break for a few months, and then a new project. So during the break, 100% focus on healing. And then when there is a job, then something else, and you just do something. That's how I was working. And I got a very good project started in December of 2019. And you know what happened in 2020? COVID struck. And okay, and work from home, this and that. Oh my God, with this, my son was barely 4 years old. Everybody's working from home. I can't work from home with him. It's very difficult. And my husband was frustrated. He got such a good opportunity in his job. And then again, he was sent to do work from home. Very challenging for us. For all of us, very frustrating when this little one was frustrated. This was like really big turmoil. Lot of stress. I just couldn't handle. Whatever I knew was not working. Nothing was working. And I was just trying to find something that can, keep me hold it, allow me to listen to what my inner voice was saying. I didn't have that moments of peace where I would listen, because with the kid around, forget about it. I didn't have that time for myself. That was very difficult for me to move in life. I was feeling stuck, really stuck. And that's when I found Tuesday gatherings. So during that time, a very typical thing happened. I was looking for something, and a Facebook post just passed on without a photo. Okay? And I ignored it. Then something inside me told me, find that post again. No, okay, find that post again. And I found it. It was Laila Ahmed's announcement for auto writing. And something inside told me, do this course. Again, that inner knowing, probably. And then we had to pay in Indian rupees. My card wouldn't work. So I had to tell my mother. My mother will think, what are you going to learn? What is this auto writing? But before that, my mother had sent me to a course where they taught us to be authentic. That was also during this COVID time. So be true to what you think and what you speak. So they should be one. That's what they taught me. So I thought, really, this is what I want to do? Then why am I afraid to tell my mother that this is what I want to do? And it's my true self. What am I afraid of? What will others think? So I told her, Mom, I want to do this course. Will you help me? I want to pay this. She was so open. What was I afraid of? She was like, yeah, you do it. Why not? And even she was like, what did you learn? She was so curious. And we did this auto writing course. And in the WhatsApp group, one day I find a message from WhatsApp that we are doing this. We are a group of seekers. And we meet every Tuesday. And these are the links to our previous meetings, recordings. First I ignored. I said, okay, thank you very much. Then again something inside me told me, look at it. So I opened one of the videos. No, it was Gorsa's experience with Solidarity. And I was so much in chaos that I couldn't listen to any 1 hour video. It's not possible for me to listen at a stretch. So I listened to it in parts. And in one of the parts, I fell asleep while listening to it. So next morning, again, something told me listen to it again. And I listened to that video again. And then I told God, sir, I want to join live meetings. So he added me to the group and I joined live. And it was very interesting about Solitavaryaji. So I started, I was very much attracted to Tavaryaji when God sir told. So I searched, made a Google search. And I can feel his presence right now. He's so loving. And I came to know that he was doing this rhythmic breathing. And the sound, I heard the sound. And oh my God, I have heard this sound before. When I was working, my friend took me to a class where they were teaching rhythmic breathing techniques. And I heard this in 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1, 2. Oh my God. And I remember I took the CD, the book, and I had lost it. My carelessness, my laziness. My mother found it very recently now, but I had lost it. And I realized that if I would have been aware 10 years ago that such a powerful teacher came in my life through his teachings, and I ignored it, I lost the book, I don't even know the name. And through Tuesday gatherings, I came to know it was Tavaryaji. And I missed that opportunity for my development. I felt so bad. What did I do? 10 years of suffering would have been reduced. I felt that way. And I started listening to Suribai's recordings wherever I could find. I started reading books. I called God, sir, you know, this is what happened. And that's when we talked first time. I was like, oh my God, I missed such a big teacher in my life. This is what I did. Out of my ego, my carelessness. Oh my God. But what to do? 10 years were gone. And then I continued attending Tuesday gatherings. In Tuesday gatherings, one day one of the lady, she shared that, you know, your prayers are working so well, my husband is healing, this and that. And I was like, what prayers? And I was going through a guilt that, you know, I'm a pranic healer, COVID is the biggest challenge in human history, people are dying, I'm doing nothing. I'm not even able to heal myself. So, and then this lady, she told that there is something that, you know, they are doing. So I asked God, sir, what are you doing? And he said that we are doing prayers at certain time. And this is the group. So I said, can you please add me? I also want to pray. I'll do whatever I can. Because it was my thing that I wanted to serve. So he added me to the group. And one day, in that group, when announcement was made, that Master Uma is going to teach us the self-healing technique of San San Jolyu Bio. And that session, I remember, was rescheduled by a few months or 1 month, something like that. And when it was rescheduled, I felt this session is for me. I had such a big attraction towards this session. And when I attended, no surprise. It just brought such a huge, no, I felt something was so different. And during that time, I was learning so many things and trying to understand what was missing in my life. Why was I still not, you know, feeling the way I should be? And Master Uma, you know, she opened up like, wow, everything was so peaceful in my house. All of a sudden, I never felt such a nice peace in my house. And I was like, how is this working now? Again, Google. So I search internet, study, Master Shah, this, that. Really, really, but how does this work? How does this work? How does this work? And then Master Uma said, we are doing the first level Tao practitioner course. So I joined the course. Became a Tao practitioner. And that's when the journey started really. Every Tuesday gathering session was so deep, took me deeper, deeper, deeper with this Dharma's practitioner and forgiveness. This is how these people think. In auto writing, a message was given to me that forgiveness is my life lesson. And I, being such an egoistic person, my righteousness ego, because see, I'm driven by my inner knowing. I don't listen to others. So how can I be wrong? And I had this in my mind. My brain was so developed that any situation, I can convince myself that it's not my fault. So saying sorry was not in my ways. Very egoistic. I cannot be wrong. Oh, sorry. No, sorry. It's your fault. Because see, we learn. I don't want to go into that. I would just said anything logically to prove that I am right. So saying sorry was not in my ways of living life. Very difficult to say sorry. And auto writing said that forgiveness was one of my life lessons. And Master Uma, she is doing forgiveness every time. Do forgiveness with everyone we have got around. I even tried, learning forgiveness. I knew that I had to go and learn forgiveness. I was trying my best. Even in pranic healing, I tried to forgive people that I really felt was really very heavy on my heart. I tried, I was trying. It was not that I was not trying, but coming from that big ego, it's very difficult to open up to forgiveness. And Master Uma gave us the homework to watch a forgiveness video. I couldn't even watch that video. Imagine the blockage in me to do the forgiveness. Doing forgiveness was one thing. I couldn't even watch the video explaining the forgiveness principle and doing the forgiveness practice. I could watch all other videos, hour longs. Just that video I couldn't watch. Something would come up, some interruptions, something. I was like, something's really wrong. This is not right. I told Master Uma, I could not do this. I couldn't even watch this video. Master Uma, as she is like great mother transmission, she gave me something. And she told me, you practice with this. I've given you something and you have to practice. So how to practice? I wrote down this very new things for me, doing this practice. I said, I will practice. I couldn't do, again, it's the ego thing. I couldn't even watch a video. What is this? So I started doing the practice, and one day things opened up. One day I found myself doing forgiveness the whole night. I was just sleeping and still, I forgive you forgive me, bring love with harmony. I forgive you forgive me, bring love with harmony. Oh my God, and things started changing. Things started changing a lot for me. Master Shah's teachings, Master Shah's books. I want to tell this. And then I started reading the books. So, understand what is this teaching, what are the principles. And one of the books, Master Shah said, everyone and everything has a soul. And the purpose of every soul is to serve. And the voice inside me told me, see, I told you. Oh my God. And this is where my inner and outer knowing started coming together. Through Master Shah and his teachings. But again, it is a very difficult thing for me to accept someone like Master Shah and give like complete surrender, because I have my physical teacher in my life. And then I used to do meditation, so many experiences in meditation, so many beautiful experiences. Master Shah singing love is harmony. But then I was still, doubts just come in. When you are on your spiritual path, they come in different forms. So I was like, whether I'm doing a wrong thing. No, we have given our soul allegiance to my spiritual teacher. How can I go to other spiritual master? See, such a common question. How is it right, wrong? And then everything comes up. But Master is teaching love is harmony, and then again, then logic this way, this way, this way, this way. But meditations, Tuesday gathering. Because Tuesday gathering would hook us up every week. Just come and ground yourself. Come and ground yourself. So then we continued practices. And in my meditations, I used to see, always, I never saw Master Shah just as Master Shah. I will show the picture of Master Shah that I have here. I never saw him just as Master Shah, but I will share with you what else is Master Shah. I saw him always with a group of students in my meditation, never alone. And they were all singing and chanting. That's what I always saw whenever I saw Master Shah. And I was the one who was observing from a distance. They were singing and dancing, watching them. And every time in the meditation, I used to see them. Master Shah is singing, everybody's singing, love is harmony. And I was watching. Then one fine day, I saw my spiritual teacher standing somewhere at another place, and he's telling me, go there and learn. My God, is it true? And this, you can't imagine all these things. This is shown to you in meditation. When I tried to imagine, it never came. It's just shown to you. And in one of the meditations, it came to me 2-3 times, and there was like a nudge from my teacher, go. Even some things on physical level also happened in a way that told me that I am telling you to go, you go. And then I used to confirm in auto writing. Auto writing was another way to, okay, give me messages, and I used to confirm in auto writing. So I used to get, okay, go for this program, enroll for this program. And then I was like, okay, this is not notes coming from different places, so I will just go. And my journey began. I started purification. I started learning. And I think Master Shah just offered so much love to me through his teachers. All different programs, different books. I read so many books. I am not a person who can really read, and Master Shah's books are not like normal books. They are blessings. Every book I read, I felt created an opening for me to grow spiritually. And whatever teacher I came across in my journey, I used to ask for messages in auto writing. Auto writing has been my best friend, still is. And after receiving downlines, I used to receive clearer and more confident messages because I felt I was being purified. So now what I understand in my life is that to move ahead in my spiritual journey and to get the right guidance from my teacher, purification is very, very, very important. And forgiveness is the inevitable part of purification. So right now, I forgive. I just live in forgiveness. I try to, do this forgiveness, this transformation. I'm very grateful to Master Shah for teaching me this. Whenever I used to do my spiritual practice and I was interrupted, something inside me told me to forgiveness. Dear everyone whose spiritual practice I have interrupted, please forgive me. And things opened up. Things changed. I got more time to do my forgiveness practice. I got not only time, resources and space. I am talking to you right now. If you remember, I tried to do a meditation many months back. There was so much disturbance around me. We couldn't even post the recording. And look at me, I am talking to you right now. Even the last session, so confident. I have that space now, and the time, and that awareness, that presence. It is most important. No matter how many people I have healed or served or what money I earn, what is important? Your peace of mind to do what you want to do at the time when you want to do. And if it aligns with your soul purpose when your teacher is telling you to do. I realized there are so many teachers. Like when I did first open spiritual channel retreat with one of the Master Chef Center, after that retreat, I could feel the presence of so many teachers. It was just not one teacher. And sisters, teachers, oh my God, they're just there. We can't feel them. You know how much they are watching us, loving us, protecting us. We have nothing to fear. I realized, what am I afraid of? I have nothing to fear. I have this team with me. And then there was a program where they offered, if we were willing to have a teacher at soul level. They call it a Shifu. I applied for the program. And in the program, the teacher chooses the student at the soul level. So we can't choose a teacher. I just applied. I was like, I don't know who's going to choose me. And I will show you who chose me. I will show you the photo. This is my first teacher who chose me. It's Jesus. When this announcement was made, that Jesus chose me, and they received a message from Jesus and they share, because our channels are not yet open. When this thing happened, I was still learning forgiveness, and I realized Jesus has come here to teach me forgiveness. One of my life lessons. How much he chilled. And one of the messages that I remember was shared from Jesus to me was that I have observed you walk this path and leave this path many times. Because spiritual path is not easy. And he told further, this time I am here to hold your hand. And I will not let you go. And you have found the right teacher in Master Shah. And it was very interesting that when this message was done in the evening class, in the morning I had done a message, received a message through my heart writing, requested a message from Jesus. And that message also told me that you have found a right teacher. Everything was just coming together for me. Everything. I was so angry when I got Jesus, why did you tolerate all these things? Why did you have to take people's sins? And what are you teaching humanity? To suffer? Why are you teaching people to suffer? Mother Teresa, suffering. What? What are you teaching? This is how I was talking to him. Why did you teach? And he is trying to explain it to me. I am not doing it. No, what you did was wrong. What forgiveness? You are teaching wrong to the human. You have done wrong. Why did you suffer? Why? And what kind of God is this? What kind of God is there who is letting his people suffer? Who are on this earth to give his message, and he is bringing so much suffering on them, and he's sitting there doing nothing? What is this going on? I need answers. I had so many questions. It was like I burst. As soon as Jesus came in, I was like, I burst upon him. It was so natural with me. I was in my home, doing my work. I was talking. It knew when I received it for the first time. And then, he told me, I wouldn't listen to whatever he said. No, this is wrong. Then, okay, offer yourself now hands to receive this teaching. Okay, okay, I did that. I did that. And then something sank in. The teaching started coming in. Started to understand what creation is. Why am I here? I used to tell God, God, this is your humanity, your creation. You created this karma. Why did you bring me here in this world? I don't want to stay here. Just let me go, finish my work. No, it's not so easy. There is a purpose. We are here for a purpose. And we have to understand. There's so many teachers sitting there. So with Jesus, his teachings, his learning, he guided me, do this practice, do this, heal this part, this part. It was all healing because so much in me required to heal. I'm talking to you right now about my life. If I would have talked 6 months ago, I would have talked so much negative because I wasn't healed. I'm not talking about so many things because they don't exist for me anymore. All the hurt, the wounds, the wrong behavior, insults, failures, betrayals at different levels, they are not there because this teacher, Jesus, he taught me to forgive in the right way. So important. God said when he does sound healing, forgiveness, never miss the forgiveness. You are clearing your own karma. You say you are stuck in karma. If you do forgiveness, you can clear your karma. I freed myself from so many things where I was stuck through forgiveness. And then beautiful journey started in new wisdom. My life was like I am in heaven. I understood through this journey what souls do in heaven. I was wondering what would they do? Because souls are learning, they are also serving. What are they doing in heaven? One day I was thinking myself, what would the souls be doing in heaven? Yes, they are doing this. They are blessing, they are learning, they are serving other souls, helping each other. And I was feeling so grateful that there are few hours of the day in my life when what I am doing is what souls are doing in the soul world. I was aligning more and more to my soul purpose. And then one more teacher came in at soul level. Again, I will show the photo. But there is nothing to say because he just said quiet. This Gautama Buddha. When he chose me, when this was announced, you know what I realized? Since years, when I used to think about my spirituality or my spiritual journey, somehow this image would flash of a tree with a teacher and his students. And I had this deep longing to be part of that special group of students with the teacher. I don't know from where this longing was coming. And even before I received my first spiritual upliftment from my teacher, I had this image just come into my mind all the time. And I longed for being in that special group with that special teacher. When Gautama Buddha came in, I was like, wow. I don't know much about him. But I felt that I was longing to study from him. And the message from him, so profound and simple. I heard your soul sing. I heard your soul sing. And have you ever felt the wind? Have you ever heard the wind? And that's it. That's where I come in. He's teaching me emptiness, the ultimate purpose of spirituality. The experiences with that teacher is so different. So I want to tell you, everyone, right now, if you see from outside, people who can see me more confident, more aligned. How do you do your practices? At a point, I had two jobs with a community service active, with a young toddler at home, and doing my spiritual practices. You know, spiritual practices, you have to do them. And I still don't know how am I doing it. How am I managing my time? I don't know. It's all guided by divine. So this is about my teachers. And I'm very grateful to Master Uma Gorsar for bringing me back on my path, on my soul journey. And please forgive me, my teachers and all of you, if whatever I have said has made you uncomfortable in any shape or form. Let us all be just aligned to our soul purpose. And I really pray, wish and pray that everyone can listen to their soul's voice. It is Master Shah who taught me that what that inner knowing was since my childhood. It was my original soul. It was my true nature. And everybody has the original soul. It is just like, he says that when the clouds are there, the sunlight cannot come in. Just like that, when the clouds of our ego, emotions, attachments is there, our soul light, the soul light of the original soul cannot shine in. When I removed it, when I decided to let go at every level, I have been like, ये खाना पसंद है खाना छोड़ दिया, चाय नहीं मिला छोड़ दिया, nothing matters. If I want my son to be brought up in a way and he's not treated well, let it go. Let it go. You will be tested at different levels. And your faith in the divine, in your teachers, you have to trust them. They are always there. I can say so confidently now. That just don't feel alone. That light, that love, just that trust your inner voice. And trust your God, your teacher. All teachers are here to teach us, to align with our soul purpose. And it's my deepest wish and pray that all of us live our soul purpose every moment of our lives. Thank you very much. I will end it here. Over to you, God, sir.
Thank you, Nazia.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay. Now let me make the change in the mute all settings so that those who want to speak, they can do that. Yeah. So what does one say? It has been such a profound session, and so many things have come through the existence of the Guru as a principle. So when we are in alignment with the principle is going to choose what works for us, and the principle is going to appear in the forms that are most appropriate for us. And what a blessed journey, Nazia. Thank you so much for sharing. Maybe somebody else would like to say something. Umaji, I can see that you are going to unmute yourself.
Yes. Somebody in the earlier session had said that Nazia is a gifted child. I would like to put it a different way. We are all gifted participants to be able to listen to Nazia. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Anybody else wants to say something? Please feel free to unmute and speak. No?
Sir, Radhika.
Radhika?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, Radhika, just let me pin you.
Sir, her video is not on, so we cannot pin her.
Acha. Can you start your video, Radhika?
In the meantime, I have pinned Shailaji.
For me, listening to Nazia today was, I began when the talk began. It was the mind, the intellect was there, and gradually I started observing that the intellect was not there, the mind was not there. It was just a presence once again. So that connection with what Gaurav said about Guru principle, when she was speaking, everything was connecting me with my own self inside, and that things were just, going away, just disappearing. That awareness was only with the voice, the speaking, but the experience was alive. That alive experience was very much there. Thank you, Nazia. Thank you so much.
It was a talk and flow. See, it was not Nazia speaking. The masters were speaking through her. And Radhika, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you start your video, Radhika?
Sir, can you see me, sir?
Yes, yes. Very good.
It was very enlightening. I was feeling more like Nazia speaking about like a movie is going on and the main actress is Nazia and she's talking about the character. Like there was a detached view of her soul's journey's description. It was so very like that was why it was very much like it was not like when I speak, it's like more emotional. I speak about myself like I am that person and that. But she was speaking like a observer looking a journey of a soul named Nazia. Like that movie was going on. So it was like really looking from her eyes and it was really very profound. And thank you so much, Nazia. Like it came straight from the heart. Uh, uh, Even like talking about ego and all that also, but it was coming straight from heart. It was very, very nice. And thank you, Gaur sir, again for your like showing of the gems now. Like you are the gem jeweler who is picking up gems and you're just showcasing each one. So like that. So I am very grateful to you. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you, Nazia ji. And thank you, Umaji. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Radhika.
Radhika ji.
And you made a very important point about Nazia speaking as if she was witnessing herself, her own journey. But that is very important because unless we start witnessing, we cannot develop that clarity. It is only in witnessing that clarity arises. We can detach ourselves from our emotions, our likes and dislikes, and see the journey as it is. So it is very important, and that was so evident, and that is why there was so much power. And everybody who heard the talk, it is like this that everybody has been uplifted to another level. When we hear something which is being said with so much of authenticity and clarity, it's that the power and energy behind the essence of realization which is there, it uplifts everyone. So we are all very fortunate to have been in this energy field today. And anybody else? No? So you still want some sound healing meditation, or I think this session
Yes,
was.
yes,
Yeah?
yes.
Okay. There is something else that is coming to me just now. Umaji, would you like to give a blessing to this gathering? It was so special today.
Sure, sure. Blessings to everyone on the call. Blessing from beloved Mother Guyan Yin for each one to move ahead on your spiritual journey. Blessing starts. Chen sho chen yin das da be jo ku janan guanda yuan man guan chien pu sa ling wei sheng shi guan chien pu sa ling wei sheng shi 见舍千言，大慈大悲，救个难关大圆满，观世音菩萨令月生持。观世音菩萨令为生世，见舍千言，大慈大悲，救个救难，万大圆满。观世音菩萨令会生世，观世音菩萨令会生世。Thank you so much.
Sir, you are muted.
And the blessing from Guyan Yin that we have received through Master Uma is most appropriate because we all need what our scriptures call antahkaran shuddhi. Nazia spoke in much detail about it. We must come to terms with ourselves, accept who we are, and resolve, resolve, and resolve. And unless we do that, the clarity will not arise. So just for this purpose, we will end in a little bit of sound healing now, after which we close this session. So just stay as you are in the attitude of receiving and listen to these sounds. Nazia spoke so eloquently about the benefit of forgiveness. It's not about one particular moment, it's about an attitude, a way of life. And one can enter this space through love. When we love ourselves and everything else around us, it becomes easy to embrace forgiveness. It cannot be understood by the mind. It has to be felt in the heart. So follow this frequency of unconditional love to rise above your belief systems, your egoistical constructs, to become established in Antahkaran Shuddhi, the purity of the heart. It is with the purity of the heart that clear perception arises. Allow the vibrations of unconditional love permeate every cell of your body. And anything that is not serving you will be released. It may be a physical challenge, it may be an emotional challenge, it may be a relationship challenge, it may be a challenge simply created by your mind to keep you away from the light of the soul. Everything will be taken care of. Jesus came to teach the lesson of love. Master Shah is teaching the lesson of love. Every enlightened master we encounter in this life, either in the physical form or by connecting with him through his thoughts and words, his photographs, is love personified. Imagine the blessings of Guyan Yin showering upon you. rest in this experience for some time. Mentally travel to the cave of your heart, to the inner chamber, which is most beautifully decorated and is studded with all kinds of gems. There is absolute silence, but that silence is throbbing with the presence of your master. Enter this chamber. Imbibe the healing energies that the master emanates. You are being uplifted. Sit in all humility at the feet of the master. And if there are any messages that are transmitted to you energetically, be mindful of them. The master is no other than your soul, and is bringing you all the wisdom, all the clarity that the soul possesses. This is what you need for your soul journey. Sit in quiet contemplation, letting the master's messages sink deeper and deeper. You are so blessed. Using the power of your awareness, start becoming more conscious of your physical body. Become aware of the breath. It is God's message or communication to you all the time, 24/7. What a gift. Using the power of the breath, bless every cell of your body. Mentally thank all the masters whose presence we have felt here. It is said that when there is satsang, all the great masters and great beings from Satyaloka, they come and listen to the satsang. And we have felt their presence here in this session. So let us thank all the masters for their benevolent presence and blessings. We thank Master Shaw, Soli Tavariaji, Jesus and Gautam, Buddha, whose presence we have felt more especially because of the mention Nazia made of them. We thank Guyan Yin for her blessings we have received through Master Uma's chant. We thank one another for each one's presence here, because each one brings his or her own energies to this common endeavor of finding the soul mission. Let us mentally thank dear Nazia for such a soul-stirring talk. It arose from her soul, and it has reached every other soul that has been listening. And it will continue to reach so many other souls that will have the good fortune of listening to this talk. We thank Master Uma for being here. She brings so much of love to every session of Tuesday gatherings. When you are ready, you can bring your palms together. Just rub your palms against one another. Cover your eyes. Feel the energy that is being exchanged between your palms and your being. Keep breathing. And when you feel that the energy has been equalized, just caress your face, offering your deepest love to yourself. And open your eyes very, very gently. So we are in the here and now, but here and now is also the eternal. So thank you everyone. And I think the meditation has been good enough for this. Maybe a substitute for the prayer that we do sometimes at the end. So let this energy of this satsang go out into this universe and do its work. Thank you, Nazia, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Gorsa. Thank you, everyone, for the experience.
Thank you, Nazia. Thank you, everyone.
Anybody wants to say something? Even now you can say. We have some time.
It was a very deeply peaceful meditation, sir. Uske baad
Yeah.
don't feel like talking also.
Yeah. And emotionally charged also. I felt there was something working.
Yeah, your words are different.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.